Let's start this chapter with a question. Of the 4 images of my wife playing golf, she's actually pretty good. She beats me, but I don't play golf. Which one is best in terms of color? Which one has the correct color? Now, to be honest with you, that is such a loaded question. I don't know what you're using. I don't know the monitor you're using. I don't know how old it is. I don't know if it's calibrated. I don't know the lighting that you're looking at it on. There are so many variables here. Let me put this a different way with another image. Let's say that the one on the left, that's me now in front of my monitor talking happily away while I'm working, and that's what I see. Infinite Skills gets it. They compress it. They do their dead level best to make sure everything in terms of color is correct, and they do an excellent job. And then you get it, and you're looking at it on this monitor over here, and that's what you see. Whose fault is it? Well, number one, I'm not a big blamer. Everything doesn't have to be somebody's fault. It can be an accident, but it's probably simply just the way you're looking at it, the monitor you're using. Our goal in working with color is to do everything we can to make sure that the color is consistent. Let me show you something else here. Ever gone into the big office, kind of like electronic stores, and they have like this wall of televisions? It's kind of like a big man cave. You just want to sit in there and look at it all day long. Each one of these televisions has a picture on it or a movie, and they're all showing the same movie, so you can see the difference between them. And one of the differences that always just amazes me is the difference in the color when you look at them side by side. Each television is doing it differently. Why? Because the manufacturers all have their own idea on what red is supposed to be, or blue, or green, and they all think theirs is the best. Our job, again, is to try and see in a world where all the stuff is changing to get as much consistency as possible. Now, in our chapter on efficiency, we talked a little bit about color settings. Let's take this to the next level. I want you to go into Edit on your pull-down menu and go down, down, down to Color Settings. Now, if you're just trying to set and not worry about anything, North American General Purpose, Europe, Japan General Purpose 2 is a good place to be. It's a very generic way to work. 9 times out of 10, it's going to work for you. But if you want that little extra oomph, if you will, that little nudge, a little bit more control, let me show you a couple of things. Now put it on North American or European General Purpose 2 or Japan General Purpose 2, whichever area you're in. Go ahead and set it for that. One of the things I would recommend changing, and this is just based on my experience, on how I work and what I think works for me, and it works, I think, for other people too, and that is the RGB color space right here. By default is lowercase s RGB. If you click there, you've got choices. I would recommend one of 2. One would be Pro Photo, which is relatively new. I do like that one, and I've begun exploring it, but I want you to check this one right here, Adobe RGB 1998. Now let me move this over just a little bit, and I want you to keep your eyes focused in this area right over here when I turn the preview on and off. So it changed it. I find that that particular color space does the best job for me when I'm trying to get things off to print. Really does work pretty good. Now, if you work in 4-color, US web-coded or Japan, whatever you're using there based on your default is fine, but you should call up your press operator and ask them if they have a file for you. And they probably do. And what you can then do is go all the way up here to load that file so you have accurate CMYK. Now, other than that, I want to change 1 or 2 more things. If you come down here to conversion options, the intent is relative colorimetric. If you do like I do, where you work a lot on monitor, kind of like screenshot stuff, training and things like that, if you're trying to get things to look really good from monitor to monitor, then I would suggest that you change that to perceptual. If you're going out to print, go ahead and leave it at relative. Let's go ahead and put that on perceptual. One other thing I would suggest is that if you come down here, use dither 8-bit channel images and turn that off. What does that do? Well, the dithering process is interesting. What it does is it takes a color that the monitor can't produce, and it says, okay, I can't do that color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pattern of colors that will impact your color memory and show you a color that's not there. Now, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of cool to think that you're going to see colors in your head that don't exist, and it'll make the image look better. But when you're getting into color correction, that can cause problems. I would rather work with curves and levels and other color correction techniques without having to worry about a pattern of colors. So I usually turn that one off too. Now let's say we like this, but it says custom up here now. That's not permanent. Let's go to the word save. When you select save, it's going to default you into the settings area for Photoshop, and you give it a name, like maybe monitor color. Now, I already have one over here from my 8500A HP printer. Click Save, and you can put in information here if you want to. Now, it's defaulting to general purpose, so I'm going to take that out of there and put in, this is what I use for working on monitor color. It now is here. It's a permanent addition to our settings. We can use it or change it anytime we want to, and we click OK. Setting up color settings is the first step in a workflow that will achieve the goal, at least as close as possible, of what you see is what you get.